Tacos. Welcome everybody to the Rick and Ryan show on BigGunner81. Change the name up. Presented by Applied Arsenal Finishes Gunworks, BAT Arms, Eggleston Munitions, of course the range at 355, and the Tier 1 Training Corp. So welcome everybody.
Yo.
So we're starting over again with the show because I clicked the live button and my computer went and restarted and didn't update. It was crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce everybody here again because I'll probably dump that other few-minute clip that we had created earlier. We got Bobby from The Tactical Edge.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, not much. Thanks for joining us.
Yo.
Of course, we got Ryan, who's basically like a resident co-host at this point. So
I'll take that.
Awesome. And then, of course, we got Pete from the Range 385.
Pete.
And we got Matt with us, too. He also works with Grunt Style. And we have Joe, who is a new shooter. Basically shot his first match recently with us. So, hey, Joe, thanks for joining us.
How's it going? Thanks for having me, Rick.
Oh, absolutely. Glad to have you. And, of course, Tony Salas is in the house as well.
What's up, everyone?
Yo.
How's it going? So, totally got kind of caught off guard with all that stuff earlier. Kind of messed up my flow. But, yeah, first off, let's talk a little bit with Joe. I know that you basically were watching our show and heard about a match and came out and shot one. So tell us a little about that experience.
It was great. So, yeah, I've kind of just been watching BigGunner81 past couple months, I guess.
Cool.
You know, I knew that you were in the Chicagoland area and watched a couple of these live shows. And, you know, it was cool. It was, you know, get some great information. And then I found out, I think it was 2 weeks ago when I was watching it, that Pete and the guys at Range 55 were putting on the 2 gun runs sponsored by Grunt Style.
And Tactical Edge.
And Tactical Edge, they were there. That's right. And it was for charity as well. Pete can remind everybody what that was, but it was great. It was a great experience. It was well run. It was a ton of fun. Great turnout. You know, can't say enough good things about it.
So what did you
introduce myself to you, Rick? Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, that was really cool, by the way, too. I thought it was neat that we were chatting on basically on the live chat, which for those that don't know this, or maybe if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. There's a live chat that actually goes on while the show is actually live right now, where you can actually converse with us and you can follow it, and we get to talk with you. And Joe was actually in that chat a couple weeks ago talking with us, so it's kind of neat to actually meet him in person. So what were your preconceived notions of what the match would be like? Do they match up to what you thought it would be, and you know what was kind of different about it to you?
Well, if YouTube didn't exist, I would have no idea what to expect. But it was I obviously had kind of seen it and read some stuff. I didn't know how I was going to work with it being indoors on the 2 ranges.
Right.
But that ended up to work pretty nicely, I thought. Yeah, I think it was. There was no like big curveballs thrown at me for being new to all this.
Right.
Like we were shooting in the same group, Rick. I mean, what did you think?
I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, I thought it was great that, especially for the amount of beginners that we had out there, that we didn't have any required holster draws or anything like that. Right. That was a really good idea, I think, on their part to run it that way, for sure. And speaking about how you mentioned about YouTube and everything and having all those videos out there, like the stuff that I create and everything, and all the other gun channels that are out there and everything, it kind of gives you an idea of what to expect at matches and stuff a little bit. It kind of gives you an idea what courses can be like and things like that. I think it's a great tool. Sure. I know you mentioned before previously off air too that you have a YouTube channel that you're starting. Yeah,
I just kind of uploaded an intro video already, but the channel is called Craggy Island 87, and basically what I want to do is kind of just post videos about my new shooting experience and what I'm doing and how things are going. Kind of, share some information. I only started this in March. I got my first firearm in March of 2016.
Oh,
And
wow.
didn't grow up around firearms, but loved it. Figured out not terrible at shooting, so it kind of encouraged me to keep going. The first video I want to do is explain kind of the history of the Second Amendment and in very simple terms for new shooters or just new people to the firearms industry who kind of, that's like the basic understanding, right, of where you need to start. So I'm doing more research right now. So hoping that video will go up maybe the end of the week.
Nice. Very awesome. Speaking of which, too, kind of a game changer when it came to the whole filming aspect of this stuff, too, is like the GoPro. Now, me and Ryan were actually talking, I think it was last week before, about this GoPro knockoff, some cheap alternatives, especially when you're talking about something that's a crash cam. If you want to do some footage not only on yourself, like a first-person perspective, or get some footage like maybe downrange facing at you. Are you doing okay there, Ryan? I see you rubbing your eyes.
Dude, my eyes are on fire right now.
From Taco Tuesdays.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but I just sneezed like 7 times. Something in Georgia got me all messed up. Like I've been battling this little sinus thing. There wasn't a lot of wind, and we were shooting a bunch of machine guns in the dirt. It was just hovering. We busted out the flashlights. It was crazy. But anyways, those onions I just fried up, just fired everything up, man. And I'm like crying. So sorry. I feel like sad.
Worries. So I was going to say, too, and we're going to also talk about that, too, with Georgia, because that's something else we're going to mention. Sorry, I didn't realize I was looking down at my laptop. My camera's up there, but it's kind of weird perspective. So GoPro, they're kind of a little bit pricey, and there's some cheaper alternatives. There's some Chinese knockoffs you can get, like this one right here, that basically retails like around $50, maybe a little less, depending on what you get. The cool thing about it is for that money, and I don't know what the GoPro comes with, honestly, because I've never bought one, comes with a ton. This whole box full of accessories. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to actually probably throw together a video on them or do something with it later on. But it's got all types of mounts, including, it came with a waterproof, case and stuff, so you can do all types of cool stuff with it. So you want something that you're going to be, shooting at the direction of, and you want it facing near you or whatever, and you want to have it be something you can use in maybe possibly in inclement weather. It's a very cheap alternative to buying a GoPro. Other than that, I also do use my Contour HD cam as well as another option. So, Ryan, if you're up for it, let's talk a little bit about the where you're at last weekend, the Iraq Veteran 888 shoot out in Georgia.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. I rolled out there with Jeremy from Reaper Solutions to show off some cleaning products and some oils. And that was a good time, man. I wish I had the drone up sooner. James from 1776 got the shot. And he'll be putting that on social media soon. But they blew up. They had to have been 10-pound charges of tannerite, a whole bunch of them in a row. And they had red, white, and blue powder or something in them. So just boom, 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 and they were all red, white, and blue to start it off. I got some footage with my drone, but I didn't start recording until after it blew up.
Yeah, a lot of smoke.
But, yeah, we started a lot of fires this weekend. A car caught on fire. That was pretty cool. I got drone footage of that.
That is awesome.
Lots of fires from tannerite. They had one of those, it was like a $30,000 rig called a Crazy Quail with thousands of clay pigeons that just launches in all different directions.
Yes, and, Crazy Quail is actually up here in Illinois, not too far from me.
Yeah, I was talking to those guys. They were in the same hotel.
We saw them at NRA.
Yep. Our buddy Jake Grillo is actually, I think, sponsored by them too.
TriStar was there with all their shotguns. So the shotgun table was right in front of where the Crazy Quail was. So you could just grab a shotgun and a handful of shells and go to town. And they had, I don't know, probably 8 to 10 shotguns for everyone to just pick up and shoot.
Man, I'm so jealous. I wanted to go to that. Just the timing didn't work. But
it was pretty cool. Lots and lots of tannerite, man. It was crazy. Holy cow.
I was watching the social media blowing up with all the footage from that. I saw the red, white, and blue with the tannerite and all that.
Yeah.
And everybody was filming there. That was just a lot of fun. So, yeah. Speaking of which, too, the drone thing. I was watching a video recently, and I don't know which one you have. You have the DJI. Is that it?
Yeah, Phantom 3.
Okay, they have what is it, Mavic Pro or something like that, or what do they call it?
That's the one that just came out with last week. I think they're accepting pre-orders right now.
Yeah, I think it runs about $1,000 though, but that thing is pretty sweet.
Yeah,
can almost fit in your pocket.
Like $850 or something. I thought they were supposed to be competitive with the GoPro, but Yeah, they're
Yeah,
pretty
it's-
small, man. They're like just a little guy. You just throw in your
Yeah, it
backpack.
collapses all up like a little transformer type thing. It was pretty cool. I was watching a video like I think it was yesterday on it actually. I was like, hey, kind of think about the drone thing. Be kind of cool to have too, and just kind of caught that. And like, this is pretty neat, and looked like it was pretty new. So anyhow, Bobby, what you got going on down there at Tactical Edge?
Not a whole lot. You know, just getting caught up on orders and stuff like that is pretty crazy down here.
Now you guys have a full retail store as well.
Yes, correct.
I didn't realize that. I just thought basically you were more or less a manufacturer, but you actually have a full retail store.
Correct. Yep. We have we hit it on both aspects. So we have the retail store, which is where I'm at right now, and then the manufacturing aspect.
Cool. And how long again have you been in business?
Since 2013.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Nice. You got a nice selection of some AKs up there on the wall too, huh?
Oh yeah, we have quite a few rifles. We are the Black Rifle Superstore of Clarksville. So
Oh, awesome. That's very cool. So you guys, anything else exciting going on right now?
nothing. We got some new models coming out for the new year. Focusing on that. We have a 9mm AR in the works right now. We have a billet 5.56 that we're about to release right now. The 3-gun's going to get a makeover. It's going to be a complete billet rifle. So
Nice.
that's much it for right now.
Very cool. So what kind of upgrades are you doing to the 3-gun rifle?
It'll be a billet lower, billet upper. We're going to change out the rail. Instead of the 12.6 inch, we're going to go out to 14.5 inches with it.
Okay. I know, because it seems to be getting really common that people want to go really long on their handguards or rails. You know, like 15 inches. Maybe I started to see some people running 16 inch, and I'm like, man, your barrel might be barely 16 inches. You know?
Yeah.
Or
correct.
at least 16 inches. But yeah, interesting.
We won't go that long. I think we'll stop at 14. 14's good. Everyone can reach out that far. It's not too much of a rail.
Right on. I agree. Because, you know, as you look at it, some people are not really even using that full length of the rail anyway.
Correct.
You know? So but very cool. What did Ryan have up there? I just saw you holding something. Which rail is that, Ryan?
That's a 17-incher.
Oh, okay.
Was it a Lancer? It's a Lancer rail?
No, Strike.
Okay.
Strike Industries. That's for the new
Oh,
build.
the Mega Fins.
Yeah, Megafins XL, great line.
That's right. Are you getting a Blueberry Part 2 there going, or what?
Yeah, it's gonna be colorful.
Colorful? It's more than one color?
Yeah, it's gonna be black and gray and blue.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, we actually had some of the parts from Strike Industries for the California rifle as well. And the next one coming up is the Obsidian Arms rifle, which reminds me of yours a little bit because it's got the Luth AR stock, except it's got the MBA3, the adjustable version.
Sweet.
And
the carbine buffer tube.
yeah, the carbine buffer tube setup, and then of course it's got the Obsidian Arms upper and lower that's done in like anodized blue, kind of like your rifle. So a very neat build. Speaking of which, too, coming up for the Tennessee build, we're going to be using one of your uppers and lowers for it.
Correct.
Very cool.
Yep.
I'm excited about that. That's going to be an awesome project. Which I love building these rifles and showing everybody, these companies and people.
Have you got a billet set yet from anyone?
To answer that question, yeah, actually, the Obsidian Arms one is billet, and who else is? Trying to think real quick off the top of my head. Oh yes, Yankee Hill Machines is billet as well.
Okay.
You know,
All right, good deal.
So that's that. But everyone makes it slightly different. You know,
Correct.
They all have their own unique qualities to them, and that's what's really cool about it. The diversity that we have in that platform with the AR-15 is just really, really awesome. There's, you know, the modularity of it, the fact that you can mix and match all these components and make it exactly how you want your rifle to be. That's the beauty of it. I don't know. I mean, other platforms I don't know as much about, obviously, because I haven't dealt like with AKs, for example. And I understand some parts work and some don't and stuff, but it seems like the AR is, you know, for the most part, the most modular out of any of the most common firearms out there.
Correct. If you are using like tier 1 parts with tier 1 parts and mid-grade stuff with mid-grade stuff, yeah, you can't buy tier 1 stuff and try to make it work with a low end barrel. It just usually doesn't work very well. We get guys that try to do that stuff all the time, but as long as you're, the same thing, same quality of parts with the same quality of parts, you should have no issues.
Yeah, I agree. I understand what you're saying, because the machining tolerances are different depending on where you're getting stuff from. If you're buying stuff that's possibly made overseas, it may or may not, have as much strict quality standards, and
Correct.
so forth. Which I've seen that. For example, I built a rifle recently, just not for not for the 50 States project, just separately, with some mismatched parts and things that I kind of picked up here and there. And I bought a handguard that was probably made in China, I believe. And I bought it for like ridiculously low price. I think it was like $37 for a 15-inch handguard. I bought it knowing it was not going to be like super high quality, and it was actually a blem too. It had a little mark on the rail. When you mount this thing up, there you can visually see the difference in the rail height. There's just a small difference, but it's there. So the rails don't match up perfect and stuff like that. But I didn't buy it to be a top quality piece. It was more of a beater rifle just to play with. So, it kind of is what it is. So, Pete, I have a question for you too.
Yes, sir.
Have we started narrowing down the date for this match that's coming up this month?
I'm thinking it's going to be maybe early the week of, what is it, the 18th or 19th, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So what day it is.
We're looking at,
let's see, 14, 15, 16, somewhere 17, 18, 19 probably.
Okay, so about 2 weeks from now, roughly.
Exactly.
We're looking at. Okay. So
that's another 2-gun?
Probably not, Bobby. We're going to do only one bay.
Okay.
So
just a real
probably
match.
a couple of stages in one bay, maybe pistol only.
Okay.
We'll see if what we can set up. Bill Zeller's setting this one up again for us. I think he did a great job, as we talked last week.
Yeah,
so
he did.
That should be fun.
Good deal.
This is going to be for October breast cancer awareness month. Kick cancer's ass. So that's what we're doing.
You guys probably do some pink shirts, some grunt style too, right?
Yep. Should have those pretty quick. Awesome. And we'll be sporting pink, man.
Very cool. Yeah, I think that's a great idea to do, especially since you're doing these matches mostly for most often for charities. Something like a contribution going to a charity. I think it's an awesome idea. Cause it's just a good concept in general. I mean, we get to go and have fun, and we're also helping someone else out in the long run.
Exactly. And with that, I want to say something about Bobby and Tactical Edge. This is the second time he stepped up to donate a nice rifle for the cause. Money was donated to the 100 Club of Chicago for the survivor families of fallen firefighters and law enforcement, and thanks to Grunt Style as well. But the other thing is, I always look forward to having Bobby come up, because you could see from his gun wall. You're in the shop, right, Bobby? I am. Yeah, I'm in the shop. Yeah, you could see from his he's got one of the coolest rifle walls anywhere. And being a fellow gun store owner, I pick his brain all the time and learn a lot from him. So his heart's in the right place. You guys may not know, but you'll always hear stories about him stepping up to help other rifle manufacturers. At the range at 355, our policy is not to badmouth anybody, because we're all in this together. But Bobby's a classic example of moving the ball forward.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Pete. That means a lot.
Yeah, that's very cool. I like that. Exactly. Like you said, getting everybody involved to kind of lift everybody up is a great idea. And that's kind of one of the things that it's kind of a potential byproduct of the project that I'm working on too, in respect of everybody can share the links to these videos and so forth, and it helps one another kind of get the word out about their company, their products, and things like that. I think it's a good concept in that respect to help.
Are you putting a limit on how many competitors?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony.
Are you putting a limit on how many competitors?
Yeah, we probably will, Tony. I don't know that we'll have 50 again, but then again, I don't know that we'll have 50 interested, although the last one was a heck of a lot of fun. But
right.
maybe 30. We'll have to figure out a reasonable number. And
Depends if you. I was gonna say if you're doing it in the evening, if it's during the weeknight, yeah, you may want to limit it. Maybe kind of a little tighter. But again, like you said, maybe won't have a full 50. You never know.
Yeah, we'll start it early so that people that can get there early can get their course of fire in, and then people that are coming out of the city or straggling home will have their opportunity as well. But
okay,
we're gonna have some fun again. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this at least monthly.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
so when you say
awesome.
When you say early, what kind of time frame are you looking at as far as a starting time, roughly?
Maybe 5 or 6 for early shooters.
Okay. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, yeah, I won't be able to get there that early. So, but yeah, like you said, if you do like 2 groups or something like that, or you can break it up, or you have an early group to get some of the people that can get there early out of the way that want to come out and do their shooting and go home and have dinner or whatever, they can get it in and get done. And then later group that maybe comes in. So
yeah, and after the first match we did in June, we talked for months on what we could do to make it better and make it much more efficient. Obviously practice score is the way to go among all the shooting disciplines. Everybody's using it. So it's a good way to go. People understand it. You can make it happen quick. So there's no reason we can't run just as efficient of a match and have just about as much fun.
Yeah, practice score definitely helped out with the scoring factor, because when I first started doing this in 2014, my club was all hand scoring everything. So we were just writing it all on a score sheet and everything, and that would take time. And then like when we started doing 3-gun, I think our first, I don't remember if it was 2015 when we started using the nooks right away or not. I don't remember if it was the first match, but I remember at least 1 or 2 3-gun matches we did at our club without having practice score, and everybody's rushing to try to score everything and place people, and it becomes like a long mess to work through, and everyone's like, well, how did I do, and this way when you're doing practice score within a day or so, whenever it's posted, it's done and right away where you rank. And people like that.
Exactly, and it's kind of cool. We had 4 nooks / Kindles running, and it was kind of cool because Glenn Hall, the match winner, was leaving. He said I think he had to run a friend home or he had to leave for a while, and I said, hey man, come back. We've got a cool setup with, the party tent going and 4 Roses, of course, and everybody there. And it was kind of cool to have him. He walked up, I think, right, Tony? I think Glenn walked up when we were announcing the winners.
Yeah.
That's cool. I know. Tony came in 3rd. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely fun. And I really like that you're doing that. Could be doing it as a monthly thing for sure. Something else to kind of grind gears and switch gears a little bit, not too terribly, but I want to mention this as well. A couple things. We lost Ryan there. He's been popping in and out. I don't know if he's having internet connection issues or not. But what I want to mention is a couple giveaways are coming up too. Well, one is actually active right now. If you want, there's go to my Facebook page, BigGunner81 Facebook page, so facebook.com/BigGunner81. And on there at the top of the page, you should see a giveaway for Aries Tactical PMAG holder, Kydex PMAG holder in carbon fiber and blue with a Blade Tech attachment. Basically, just going to give it away to someone at random very soon. And right now, your chances are pretty good because there's only been a few people that have actually entered in it. So it's kind of a good thing for you out there if you're watching. Go check it out, and you'll see the details on the Facebook page. But second off, I want to mention second here is inside this nice little container. It's really neat. From our friends over at City and Arms is their AR-15 Armorer's Punch Set. This thing's pretty impressive. I only recently just started using this a little bit, but we're going to be giving one of these away pretty soon too. Inside here there's, let me see how many punches. There's, I think, 8 different punches that come with this thing. Okay, it's kind of hard to hold them all up, but one of them is actually like a Delrin punch for, it can install the like hammer and trigger pins and stuff. And I think also if you want to go ahead and install like your firing pin in your bolt carrier group, you can set it in here and just slide it right in place. I won't go through all of them, but there's just a variety of different size punches here. And what's really neat and probably kind of difficult to see, I'll pull out a couple of these. many of these also have like they're like the tip is like kind of hollow, kind of hard to see on that perspective. I hear. Oh, that's coming from someone's end over there at the cop car.
Yeah, it's over here.
Okay. So these are hollow too, and then last but not least here, these have like a little like it's kind of hard to see. They're against the yellow. You might be able to see it. There's like a little tiny raised up, dimple there. We're gonna call it not dimple, but like tip to it. So kind of like center into your roll pin punches. So like this one for driving in your mag catch. I'm sorry, I didn't say not mag catch. I said it all wrong. Your bolt release.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you.
We would have all been talking about you, Rick, if you didn't correct that.
Yeah, you'd be like, what the hell's the guy talking about? Yeah, so basically, it's flat, so you can kind of get it close to the receiver and be able to keep that roll pin, which is so hard to focus with this camera because it has an autofocus that's crazy. And it's just a small little tip. There is, believe it or not, like a little like center like tip to it, or whatever you want to call it, that centers into that roll pin punch. So these are really, really nice sets. They're not very expensive. I forget what the exact price is, but you can go to obsidianarms.com and check them out. They make a lot of cool stuff too, AR related stuff and whatnot. And like I said, this Delrin one, pretty neat. So you don't scratch up your receiver and whatnot when you're driving in your hammer and trigger pins and all that.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Just to add about Aries and Matt. Matt's a shooter and gets it. He's making some great holsters.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to be one of the next lines that we add to the store. I've been talking to Matt for months. It's on our end. We're just, trying to get organized. We're going to reorganize the store a little bit here in the next week or two, and that's one of the products we definitely want to add.
Very cool. Yeah, Matt is a good guy. He makes good stuff, and I can't say enough good things about him because he was one of the very first companies that supported this channel. I mean, I honestly, how I found out about him was we were getting into doing the 3-gun, and I only had a 20 gauge shotgun, and we were looking at like carrying your shotgun shells. How are you going to do it? And there's all these shell caddies, and I didn't know much about them. Just kind of like where Joe's at right now, kind of learning about all this stuff, and I'm seeing all this stuff for 12 gauge. I'm like, well, I don't have a 12 gauge. I don't really have the money to spend at the time to buy a 12 gauge. So I happened to come across his shell carriers, not knowing, what works, what doesn't at the time, but I needed something. And he had some kind of like a stackable style belt, like mounts in your belt or whatever, like shot shell carrier. And I bought one from him. And then a little while later, I was telling him what I was doing with it and going to do the YouTube thing. And he sent me one for the 12 gauge to do a giveaway on my channel. And then later on, he actually what else did he give us? He gave us some gift certificates to give away, and then recently the PMAG carrier and stuff. So he's been a big time supporter of the channel and what we're doing, and I can't appreciate that enough. In fact, I was so glad to get a chance. I think it was a little over a year ago, maybe 2015. I went out there to Missouri where he's located and checked out his facility and hung out with him a little bit and did a little video with him as well. So a lot of fun. That's one of the great things about the YouTube channel and stuff is getting to meet all the people in this industry and all fellow shooters and manufacturers, just everybody. A lot of great people in this. And Pete knows this, and you guys all know this. So we're all here hanging out talking about guns on a Tuesday.
Hey, what else did we have to do on a Tuesday?
Right? Exactly. Well,
watch the debate. No.
No. Well, if you're Ryan, you're out there making tacos. Which you're muted, by the way, Ryan.
Yeah, sorry.
No worries. I can see you're having a hard time with the eyes and stuff and the watering. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't want you guys hearing me sniffling.
Oh man. Some people can handle Georgia, some people can't, right?
Fuck. Dude, it's so dusty. This dude busted out when the sun went down. This guy busted out this ridiculously powerful flashlight. I don't know how many candles or whatever it was, but he pulled it out and it was supposed to light up everything, but we couldn't see like 30 feet in front of us because it lit up so much dust in the air. It was just like when there was a white wall in front of us. And I was like, okay, that's what my lungs feel like crap right now.
Oh, man. By the way,
I was not used to that being from the place of many rocks.
That's right. Everyone thinks that you're like out in the desert with sand and stuff, but it's all rocks, right?
Yeah. I mean, we still have a lot of dust. A lot of people get allergic to pollen out here, but we
Oh,
do not
really?
have sand. Thank you very much.
Which, sorry, by the way, I stole your banner. You're running with the Gadsden flag here.
It's all
saying
good.
that correctly. But I was looking for something cool to hang up, and I'm like, oh, I got this. It's small enough to hang on this. So just changing up the scenery a little bit. Of course, I'll never have as cool of a background as Matt or Bobby has there. Which Bobby, that's pretty cool. I like that wooden background you got for all your gun racks on and stuff there.
Thank you.
That's
Dude,
just awesome.
that's the coolest setup.
Did you totally just build that yourself?
Yeah, we did everything in our store. We did the floors, we did the wood. There's wood everywhere, pretty much all throughout the store. And yeah, we did all that stuff. And then there's a big, I'll turn it for you if you could see. But on the wall, there's a big, huge poster of Will shooting a machine gun. You see it?
Oh,
Sick.
awesome!
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So
I definitely ought to come down there and check out your place one day. I'd love to do it.
Absolutely.
Do that.
That is the best setup going, man.
Thank you.
Hey, you guys, speaking of stuff that you make, your trigger, your Warfighter trigger is phenomenal.
Yeah, you like it, Tony?
Yeah. I actually was just in seeing Pete with a buddy of mine to show him the trigger.
Okay. Good deal.
That thing is, that's the shortest reset I've ever felt.
It's on the we have our 10 coated one. It's on the 3-gun circuit with Nick Rhodes right now, and
Oh yeah.
he loves it, man. He's like, dude, I've never shot a trigger that's as crisp as that one. So
Very cool.
I'm owning my rifle for 3-gun for sure.
yeah, good deal.
I think we actually had Nick on a while. Honestly, not a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick seems like a cool guy.
Yeah, absolutely. What was your guys' take on that whole Nemo and Falcor defense going on today on social media?
I didn't see this, so I don't know. I feel like I'm like in the dark now all of a sudden.
Okay.
What happened?
You have to fill me in.
With Nemo and Falcor. So if you go on Instagram, you just go to both of their pages, you will see they are calling each other out for who created the first 300 Norma. Like, I don't know the gist of it, but they got pretty nasty with each other on social media. I thought it was kind of a little much, but yeah.
Go ahead and continue talking. Someone's at my door apparently right now.
Dude, bring a gun. Bring a gun.
Right? No kidding,
I
right?
hope it's not a clown.
Yeah.
All right, hey Bobby, go ahead.
Yeah. So that was the gist of it. If you go on Instagram and you can go to Nemo's page, or you can go to Falcor Defense, and they're basically just hammering at each other. I know Falcor's on there, and they're like, hashtag run your gun, not your mouth, and all this stuff. And I was like, oh man. So it got pretty ugly this morning between those two companies. And I don't know if there was something that was leading up to this or what, but it kind of boiled over today on social media, and it started at like 7 a.m. So
Yeah,
it.
little breakfast angst.
yeah, it got crazy.
I like it.
It's I don't know if it's going to I don't know. You know, I just think that in the industry that we're in, there's a lot of guys that get butt hurt really easily, and apparently these two got some things to sort out. But you know, it is what it is.
I like that meme.
What's
the one
that?
that Falcor posted with that the cute cheerleader, or not the cute cheerleader, the gymnast.
Yeah, yes, and it's like something about we won't do it or something like that.
Cool. I've always wondered what those 300 Win Mags were like out of an AR.
Did you read that post?
I didn't read all of it, but
Do you see where they're calling them out?
yep.
Yeah, it got pretty heated, and then the one right after that, they actually come out and say Nemo, so it's pretty crazy.
Damn it.
Checking it out.
Pulling no punches there.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
do you think
did
Rick?
you see it, Matt?
Yeah, I'm looking
So-
at it now.
Yeah.
It was 2 law enforcement officers at my door just now.
Why?
Long story short, they were just checking out something at the house next door, and they were asking me some questions about stuff. I'll tell you guys all about it later. So no big
Sweet.
deal.
Should invite him on the show.
No,
Yeah.
they were working, so
Hey, come talk about it.
I was like, "Oh, great! I wonder what's going on here." But nothing that exciting. It had to do with the fluorescent light, but anyway. So I lost whatever you guys were talking about a few minutes ago.
Wow, Falcor went so far as to even call them basic bitches.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, it got nasty.
Oh, wow.
It got nasty. Oh yeah.
Is this all on their Facebook?
It's on their Instagram. They
Oh, wow.
they did not pull. Dude, I'm telling you, man, it started at like 7 in the morning. So I'm sitting here and we're driving and I'm reading these posts and I'm like, man, this isn't bad. I was like, this isn't going to be good. And I'm reading and they started using like keywords, like they put up fishy in parentheses and stuff like that. So I'm like, Nemo right away, something's fishy. It's Nemo. And they're talking about big caliber guns. So I'm like, all right, and then the next post right away, man, they call Nemo out by their, I'm like, oh God, dude, it boiled over this morning, whatever it was.
Ooh.
All you guys on Instagram right now.
Yeah. That's the
I'm looking at it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can even see that.
Yep.
Ooh, that's got to be the longest Instagram post I've seen.
This is world's first. Yeah, us too. I'm like that. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I was just starting to look at it. Now my camera's not picking it up very well, but you can see.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
That is
Oh,
a
dude,
long.
Yeah,
post.
they went crazy, man. So I don't know exactly what started it or what. They said that it was a picture that they posted with a receiver set sitting next to some brass or something that started the whole post. But I mean, I don't think that you have to bring it to that extreme. You know what I mean?
Recently, we were made aware of Brand F claiming to have the world's first 300 Norma mag in a gas gun.
Mm-hmm.
That was looks like either yesterday or this morning. That probably is what got things a little bit riled up.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Nice.
I was like, oh God, man. It got pretty heated though. I'm curious to see how SHOT Show is going to go for those guys.
I was just gonna say, SHOT Show should be a very interesting animal there.
Yep.
Especially if their booths are next to each other.
Yeah.
You never know, man.
Hey, I know where I'll skip the parties. I know where I'll be hanging out.
So if you go, and I believe it's on Felcor's Instagram, their latest post, he actually explains how the guys that started Nemo came up to him and asked if they could use his design and all this other stuff, and he pretty much put all their dirty laundry out there. So, like, man,
Wow.
Gnarly.
Interesting stuff. Of course, kind of goes against the whole goal of trying to lift everybody up at once. That
Exactly.
kind of deal. It's
There's always
counterproductive to our
industry
industry.
drama.
Yeah, exactly, and it's counterproductive in my opinion to everybody.
Yep.
Might draw attention to some of their stuff a little bit, but it's negative attention. So,
But
They end up
if
benefiting
you,
both of them.
exactly, and you got to look at it like that, right? They are the only two manufacturers that are making those big caliber AR gas guns. The only two. You know what I mean? So it's not like they're competing with guys making AR-15s, and stuff like that. It's just them two. If you want a reputable, big caliber AR platform weapon. So
brings up a good question: are they trying to fill a niche that isn't really necessary?
who knows? They're
You know?
selling a lot of guns, though. I can imagine.
There's always going to be people that want a 300 Win Mag and an AR platform. That's sweet.
Small and light.
But you just got to figure out, it's going to be like those Twilight movies. Are we going to be on the vampire sides or are we going to be on the werewolf sides?
Yeah, exactly. That's always funny. I don't know. So, Matt, what do you got going on over there?
I got a whole lot of nothing right now. Getting ready for the trip that Bobby and I are about to take this weekend, and then following it back up. I'm home for 2 weeks, and then I'm back out to the. We got a range event out in California that
Awesome.
Bobby will also be at, and then I go straight to the NASGW, the National Association for Sporting Goods Wholesalers event in Kansas City. So I'll be
Where
on
are you
the
going
road
this
here
weekend?
this month.
Yeah, where are you going this weekend?
We will
Right,
be in
so-
Vegas.
Cool.
Party.
Oh yes, should be a good
I was
time.
hoping you were going to say Virginia.
The other V. The other V.
Speaking of which, there's some matches that were canceled due to this tornado stuff going on, right? Some USPSA match that was coming up this weekend, and what else?
It's actually not canceled yet.
Tornadoes.
No, because I got an email. Of course, my phone's almost dead, but I got an email earlier that was something about that with USPSA and a match that was being canceled, and I was reading through it.
Well, if something's
What
changed in
state?
the past few hours, you're talking like in Florida at Nationals?
That's bigger than a tornado. It's a hurricane.
Match is canceled. Tar Heel 3-gun. It
Oh.
says USPSA October match. Due to impending weather as a result of Hurricane Matthew, the October 8th match will be canceled.
That's South
And-
Carolina.
North Carolina, actually. Woody's Hunt Club.
Damn.
I heard that North Carolina and another state already declared a state of emergency before the hurricane even hit.
Yeah.
Florida
Damn
did.
4 states did.
Yeah.
Here's
Wow.
something. Grunt Styles golf outing is happening this weekend in Orlando.
Do you think my plane's going to get canceled flying in tomorrow or Thursday morning into Virginia or North Carolina and then Virginia?
So what are you going there for again? Is there another match going on that I'm like blind to right now? Is it the regional or whatever? That
Three Gun Nation National Championship.
okay, it's coming up.
I got to fly into North Carolina early Thursday morning, and then I fly from North Carolina into Virginia,
Wow,
like a little 45-minute flight.
So that's the one that's at VIR, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's a Pro Series shoot off for $50,000, and it's a national championship, and there's supposed to be a race going on and an outdoor expo and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we'll see what happens, man. I wish I could pack a canoe.
All right, and if they do it, are they still going to have a live stream?
Oh, we're doing it, man. It's going to happen.
You're gonna do a live stream?
No, I mean, it's still happening. Like Three Gun Nation Nationals is going to happen. It's
Oh,
just
right.
a matter of how wet we get.
I was watching on Facebook yesterday. Someone was at somewhere, and some match they were at. I think it was. I want to say it was Frostproof because it looked like
Yeah,
Frostproof.
they're shooting. It's all the USPSA Nationals right now. The limited, the open,
Okay.
all that stuff's going on right now. Frostproof.
Somebody was jumping in there's like a punch of water like on that range road,
Yep.
and they were just laying down in it. I'm like, really? It's just that wet? So I don't know.
Yeah, I saw a
But,
couple of videos of my buddy shooting down there in limited, and he was in ankle deep water in some of the bays. But
Wow.
limited's over now.
Nice. Yeah, that's a nice facility too. Very cool. I like how it's laid out and everything.
Yeah,
Right.
from what I hear, Shannon Smith knows how to put on a damn good match.
And for those that don't know, who is Shannon Smith?
It's a pretty, well, I don't know, on the USPSA side, he's pretty popular. He's a damn good shooter. He's made the national team quite a few times.
Okay,
And he runs USA down there in Frostproof.
cool. Because there's so many people out there, like even like Joe. You know, you're just getting into this. There's so many names that pop up, and you can like spin your head because there's like
Yeah,
all these
Joe-
people.
There's so many.
good, start listening to podcasts like Shannon Smith Shooting.
Hey, speaking
You'll learn a lot.
of matches too, like what do we have coming up too, Tony, locally with Oak Park? Is there 2 more matches yet?
This weekend?
Really, it's this weekend? Oh
so.
man, I don't know. Are you going to that this weekend?
No.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to as well.
I was trying to make the McHenry IPSC shooter shoot for tomorrow, but tickets sold out in 30 minutes.
That's the other thing too. Sometimes these events, And for Joe, sometimes they sell out too, you know, like they just pretty quickly. So you got to hear about them and know about them and stuff. And then it's like, if you're just starting into it, at least is my opinion, and you can tell me your experience a little bit more about it. But when you're just starting out in this stuff and you just start hearing about it, maybe through a friend or saw it on Facebook or whatever, and you want to get out to going to it, and you get out to maybe your first match, then it's like, well, how do I find out what the next one? And you kind of get into a groove of like, okay, I know about this club, I know about that club, I know where to kind of find this stuff a little bit. Now I kind of ease into it. But at first, when you're just hearing about matches and stuff and seeing them on Facebook and YouTube and all the social media and everything, it's like, well, how do I get into it? Well, how do I go to it? What are the rules? You know, all those things pop up, and everyone's like, you know, although they're all very similar, some are slightly different. You know, like, for example, like the match at the range of 385 we just did. You know, a lot of people like myself brought our holsters and stuff, thinking we might have to use our holsters to holster draw, and they didn't. You know, so there's sometimes you don't know what to be prepared for and what not to be. Like you could have went to that match and not had to have a gun belt or really anything, just other than your regular pistol and some mags and stuff and ammo.
Right.
But sometimes you don't know.
There were two guys in our group, I don't know if you remember, that rented
That's true.
pistols for their runs, and obviously you can't do that. I don't think you can do that if you go to this, like Oak Park Sports.
No, because they don't have.
We wanted across the board participation. However, you know, we knew this wasn't a classified event, so we knew we were going to have novices there that may not have a lot of experience with holster draws. And certainly number one rule at a match is to keep everybody safe.
Absolutely. Yeah, be safe and have fun. The second one probably, right?
Yeah, it was run very well. I mean, I think everyone felt very safe. The guys, I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the company, but the guys that were running it, the range officers, they did a great job.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of fun taking a pistol and a mag off the bench, loading to start the match. I mean, it's something a little bit different. Not that it's not a common stage or a common start to a stage, but it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I told you what I did on the first go at that. I didn't get my mag seated and I dropped it on the ground.
I almost did that too, though.
I screwed up.
Did that too, because you're not used to. I mean, sometimes you're just at the range or whatever. With the full mag, it's obviously heavier, and then you have to put a little bit more force, right?
Yeah, and you're in a hurry too, because you're like, I gotta get going. I gotta shoot. You know.
So now, one of the things that I've been interested in, not just competition, is just tactical training. And it's kind of been harder to find information, I feel like, about that sort of thing. I don't know if it's just the Chicago area or Illinois is not as big or whatever, but you know, and every website's different, and sometimes you don't know who to get a hold of. Have you ever been out to the Buffalo Range?
Buffalo Range, yeah, in
Buffalo
Ottawa,
Rock or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I've not been there, but I heard about it.
They're doing a pistol course, just a pistol defense course, that I signed up for at the end of the month. So that should be pretty fun.
Now, something I would mention too about differences in ranges. Some places don't let you film too. Like if you want to run your camera, a lot of places don't. That's one of the nice things that Pete allows people, if you want to have your camera on you, to be able to film your shooting or whatever, to let you do that. Buffalo Range is very strict on that, from what I understand. I've never been there, but they have, they post up all the rules on the Facebook or on their website or whatever, saying that you can't film or anything like that. Plus, some of the differences too between outdoor ranges and indoor ranges is that, for example, with an outdoor range, you have to wait till they basically call a ceasefire or whatever and be able to go out and change your targets, like to take a break that everybody can go out there and change your targets. Versus when you're indoor range, you got the nice target holders and stuff to set whatever distance you want and bring them back to you and all that kind of stuff. So there's some things to consider with that too.
Yeah, in our range, we always have a range safety officer. We just want people to be safe. But if people want to take pictures in the store or whatever, I mean, we didn't rewrite the book. We're just trying to, abide by some good common sense fundamentals of business. And we know this is the age that people love social media. And even with a lot of the new shooters too, they're excited about it and want to send pics to their friends. And you know what? Doesn't that grow our industry ultimately in the end?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's something too. Like some places actually have rules against taking pictures inside the store because, like, oh, well, pricing and stuff and whatever. And you know, I can understand if you're taking pictures of someone else that's in the store, like purposefully or something like that, is different. But if you're taking a picture of something that you're looking at buying or whatever, it shouldn't be that big of a deal because, I mean, we all know what things cost. You know, if we're shopping around for something, we all know. You know,
the only time that becomes an issue when someone takes a picture is if that item then gets put on social media, and if they're below map pricing on that, it's the big deal. So it's okay to have it advertised that low in your store as long as you're not publicly advertising it at that price. So if someone comes in and they want to take a picture of it, you can get some heat.
Yeah, that's something we don't consider from the retail side that we don't see.
And we're just, Bobby, we're just starting with internet with Gearfire, thanks to Ryan turning us on to it. But with us, we're very strict abiding by map, even inside the store. You know, and we realize we have that liberty, but you know, we're pretty strict inside the store with map and all that. You know what? People price shop. And just like you at the Tactical Edge in Clarksville, we think that we provide an experience, or at least we strive to provide a good experience for our customers that would make them say, you know what, they're good dudes. We want to keep them here. And if they're $20 higher than the internet, you know, it's worth the convenience of having that tactile sensation of touching it and saying, all right, that one right there is mine, and I'm coming back for it.
Exactly. Right. And we get those guys too that are like, well, I could buy it for $30 cheaper from Bud's Gun Shop. And I go, okay, cool. So you could buy it for $30 less, but you're probably going to pay a $30 transfer fee. So there's no difference here. And then they're like, oh, I didn't think of it like that, you know? So, you know, we tell guys that all the time, you know, like, yeah, sure, you can absolutely get it somewhere that's going to cost you less money. However, you're still going to have to pay shipping and a transfer fee most likely. So
exactly. And, you know, some of the bigger stores who we all love are charging up to $100 for a transfer. We charge 50. And, you know, when we looked at what it costs to, you know, do the emails and receive that into the store and enter it into our bound book and then transfer it to the customer, you know, we're not certainly getting rich off that.
Correct.
Right. Absolutely. Makes sense. I know that a lot of retail locations do charge a little more than like some of the guys that do this out of their house with the transfers, you know, like, but what Bobby said about $30 is I think like for the cheaper FFLs that do it out of their house with the low overhead, they might be doing it for that, but they're not making a lot off of it, you know, obviously.
And you know what? There's a niche for everybody. We've got a first-class, state-of-the-art facility to pay for.
Yes.
You know, things aren't free, and people come in to enjoy that facility. So even like a cigar shop, you're not going to walk into a cigar shop with a stick that you bought off the internet and smoke it because that's their business. And the cigar shop's the perfect example of going in for the experience of talking to people that are in there, and whether you're talking about the Cubs or a 3-gun match or whatever it is, you know, isn't that life the experience?
Right. And you guys have one of the, like I always say it, one of the best facilities in the area, or the best facility in the area, really.
Hands down.
It's clean. You guys got the nice sink right there outside the range, so as soon as you walk out, you can, you know, set your gear down and wash off your hands, you know, and everything. You know, and that's something that, you know, all that stuff costs money to do, you know.
And that's even one of the small details we try to provide. We know that lead levels are extremely problematic. So we have, you know, it's not D-lead by name, but we have a metal remover soap that we provide to our customers, keep everybody safe and healthy. We have a state-of-the-art ventilation system, and, you know, we're very diligent with the hygiene in our store.
Yeah, and people don't realize too that awesome air quality also comes with awesomely expensive filters to change out all the time, and somebody has to do that.
Exactly.
You know, so it is what it is. But you know, like I said, it's a great facility, and that's why I love going there. And you know, you guys got some great people working there too. You know,
yeah,
always.
It's
Yeah.
super. It's just so welcoming. I mean, the state of the art facility is why people go there, and I think, everyone that works there and just the culture. That's why people keep coming back. That's why I keep coming back. It's not just Pete. There's guys like Mark in there, and just they're very knowledgeable and they're just fun to talk to.
Mark, and no offense to anybody on the channel tonight, but Mark is one of the most knowledgeable gun guys and the most down to earth. And talk about militaria. I mean, he's just. And Mark walked around Central America in the early 80s when things were hot. For 3 years, he was in civilian affairs carrying an AK-47 for 3 years. So he's just a regular, down-to-earth, great guy. He's a great friend of ours. And we brought him in the store because he's one of our shooting buddies that just is a fantastic person.
Absolutely. And the other thing I was going to say, too, kind of go along with what Joe was saying about the facility and everybody there. How do I say this? Non-intimidating. That's a good way of how I would say it. If you're new to firearms and you walk in there, it's not intimidating. Like some places you walk in and everybody's got open carry going on, and everybody's you get more of a rougher image sort of when you walk into some facilities than when you walk into yours, where everybody's pretty calm, laid back, and very knowledgeable and friendly, and it's well organized and well lit and clean and all that kind of stuff.
And I get the open carry thing. We definitely have to be secure in those stores that choose to do the open carry. I get that as well. But for me, we thought we would do it our way. And you know what? I've seen some really fast guys come out from under a shirt.
Well, you're one of them. I saw that. So you're pretty damn quick. Yeah, exactly. For the novice shooters and people that just haven't been around firearms much that are interested in it, it's great to have a non-intimidating type environment like that to kind of get you started. So, Tony, I was like, who's sending me a message? Tony was like, dropped out. His computer froze up. I was having computer problems tonight. What the hell, So,
sucks.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's like, go figure. Usually it's the internet locking up or whatever. Now we got the internet fixed. Now the computer goes on and does its updates and restarts and whatever. Right? I cannot believe that. Hit the go button and it like that. So
I crashed twice throughout the show.
Well, I know you also had a lot of issues with your eyes from that going on too. So it's cracking up. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap everything up too, because we're probably close to an hour. I know we started a little bit later since we had a little issue with the internet. But go ahead and hey, Bobby, you got anything else you want to throw out? Mention? No.
Nope, I'm good.
I know it's late down there too, so thanks again for hanging out and being down here with us, and again for the support of the 50 States of AR-15 project we got going on as well.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to doing Tennessee, and so check them out. Your website's tacticaledgearms.com. Is that right?
Yeah, it's tactical-edgearms.com.
Awesome. Again, thanks for being on and everything. And Ryan, hope your eyes feel better and everything, and all your allergy type stuff clears up soon.
Dude, what I think I realized? I was rushing to get that pico de gallo made and stuff when my wife was coming home and I was getting on the show. I think I may have mixed that stuff all around with the jalapenos and the onions and been touching my eyes and haven't washed my hands.
Oh, man.
Because I just rubbed my eye a second ago and it just burned all of a sudden. So it's got to be on my fingers.
Oh, man, that's
I'm retarded.
I just want screenshots of you all night with your eyes. Some of them are squinty, some of them are wide open, and it's been comical to sit here and watch you.
I know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow.
Pico de gallo?
Yeah, some tacos with pico, man.
Yeah, National Taco Day.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the other day I had some good steak tacos from the place next door where I work. I'm just reminding me of it. But no, we're not going to do it show on tacos. Sorry. Anyway, Pete, do you have anything? I'm sorry, Pete, do you have anything else you want to throw out?
I would just like to add fish tacos from the Patio Man, Rock.
I have not had fish tacos yet. It's been on the list of things I just got to try once at least.
You've never had fish tacos?
No.
Holy
I'm not,
shit.
to be honest with you, I just to kind of wrap this up, I don't really like cooked fish a whole lot.
Oh, you're from like the Midwest, though, man.
I know, right? And but I do like sushi.
Rick, have you ever been at the Two Brothers Roundhouse in Aurora? They have great fish tacos there.
And Joe,
Down
great
there.
beer too.
Nice.
Yeah, great beer.
Maybe we'll have to do
like
that
beer.
one day. We'll get some people together and go hang out and talk about gun stuff and have some food.
Yeah,
Good sound.
I'm in.
All right, we'll have to set that up. So, Matt, you got anything else you want to throw out too?
I don't.
Nope. All right.
It's a
But,
pleasure again, guys.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. And man, you got an awesome collection there behind you too, as always.
Thank you.
And Joe, you got anything else you want to say?
No, man. I appreciate it.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for
Been
hanging
great
out
talking
with us.
with you guys.
You're welcome to hang out anytime you want. So, yeah, again, everybody, thanks for watching. And as always, of course, I'm looking down at my screen. As always, go out and have some fun shooting.
We'll see you guys.
Thanks for